in our country, they think of going to foreign countries for higher education, for research work. But very soon, you people are going to get the benefit of everything in your country. There will be no brain drain. There will be no intelligent, brainy children going abroad and working for the foreigners. And our country will not left with only people with less education. Our children will be competing with them. They will be globally, means their education will be of global standard. So this is what is the new education policy. So the revival is after 34 years. Because of the time advancement, now you just see, just in 2018-19, you must have never heard about online education. You must have seen smart classes. You must have seen teachers teaching through the smart board, but you must have not studied from your teachers through this WhatsApp or Google Meet, Zoom. Nobody knew these languages of Zoom, Google. They only knew one language, and that was face-to-face interaction in the school, the classroom, the playground, the playfield, activities. You had no idea of what is digital education. Now is the time for Atmanirbhar Bharat and Digi education. So this new education policy is going to create a fresh, diversified, inclusive and advanced education vision. So the key points of National Education Policy as shared by the Secretary of Higher Education and Secretary of School Education will have futuristic implications for the students of India. Means in future, you are going to see a sea change. C, S-E-A-C, C means very vast change. So let's see the key takeaways of National Education Policy. Means what is going to be what are the important points of the key principles of National Education Policy. Number one, there is a respect for the local. For example, you are staying in Punjab, you will respect your Punjab as well as the other states of Punjab. Respect for diversity. It is not really sticking to your own culture, your own religion, your own areas. You will be spreading out your wings from one state to the other. To be reflected in your curriculum. In your curriculum, you'll come to know. This year, those who have participated in an art integrated program in classes 9 to 12, they must have come to know that we were given by the CBSE 2 states, and our children had prepared projects on Punjab, because we are from Punjab, and Andhra Pradesh, which is at South India. So from South and North, there is a drastic change in culture, in eating habits, dance forms, everything, clothing, everything. So that projects were done, and those projects were submitted by the children, they were assessed on it. So this is the first stage which we have done, and next year onwards, it is going to be like that. Next is equity and inclusion. There will be equality, and people with the different, you can say, challenges. For example, those who are autistic, those who they are differently abled children. For example, they have learning dyslexia, they have learning problem, they are special children. They are also going to be included, and they are also going to be given equal education. The education will not be only the bookish education. It will be application-based practical education. Then we'll make our children participate in community help. They'll be helping the community. They'll do good jobs. They'll be uplifting the society. For example, in our school, we had the Floggers Club. We had the Wall of Kindness. We are doing one bit, but now we have to do 99% of it. 100% we have to come up and do something for the society. Our children have been going out, conducting street shows, and on cleanliness, on no tobacco, no drugs. So many things we have been doing, but we have to do it at a larger scale now, because education is not only bookish language, but it is going to be more of teaching the society also along with us. Then use of technology, as you all know. In our school, we are going to have artificial intelligence, and children are going to be taught coding. You all know that we have a tinkering lab. We have robotics also. We are going to start robotics from class 3 onwards this year, and it is going to go up to class 10. Tinkering lab is also going to be made to use, bring into use for these classes, so that at a very young level, children they start creating things, inventing, applying their brains. Then comes emphasis will be laid on understanding. You don't have to learn only for the exam. You know, I was really upset when children and parents they came and said that we want to have only online examination. Our children are not well prepared. No, my dear. You need to prepare forever for life. Its preparation is not of the bookish preparation. Whatever you have learned during the COVID time was the best learning. You have learned to unlearn yourself. You have learned to help your parents. You have learned to learn on your own. Self-study. Have you done it? If you people have done it, it means you have really learned something. And if you people have not learned that, if you have just relaxed, slept, watched TV, then you have wasted 1 year of yours. So emphasis is going to be on understanding and not learning for exams. No rote learning. Roting is out. Don't think that ma'am has given us 4 sentences and we have to learn those 4 sentences and write it down in the notebook. We will ensure that the children modify the answer and write in his own language, his or her own language. Then is unique capabilities. That is, we want to see what are the potential you have, what is the potential you have, what are the qualities you have apart from bookish knowledge. For example, from my side, every child is either a singer or a dancer or a sports person or good at dramatics, good at something. You are good at one thing or the other. You can be good at more than one thing, but you are good at one thing. So that good at one thing we have to recognize, and you will be assessed, you will be evaluated, and you will be graded accordingly. Do you remember the CCE pattern? If you remember, we used to have that attitude of the child in the school, with the school friends, with the teachers, with the school program, that we used to give you the grades. Then we had life skills like thinking skills, social skills, emotional skills. Any child who weeps very soon is emotionally weak. Any child who fights quite often with the friends doesn't have the social skills. Any child who just memorizes something and divulge it on the notebook doesn't have thinking skills. We want that these skills should be developed in you. This new education is going to create such a drastic change in you, so that your brain starts working in such a direction that you start thinking and applying your thoughts in an upliftment of the society and your nation. Then, critical thinking, creativity to boost logical decision making. You know, you have to decide. A person who cannot take the decision is a very weak person. From the very young age, you should take ideas from others. Even from class 1 onwards. Suppose you have to purchase something. You have decided you want to purchase something. Your parents should be guiding you that, beta, this is good for you, or this is not good for you, or right now we cannot afford it, or whatever. Ultimately, the decision should be lying with you, whether you should get the thing or not. So you are the decision maker, and this mark will be created only when you think you are confident enough to take the decision. If you will be always confused and dependent on others for your decision, then you will not make any mark. You have to create innovative ideas. You cannot be a liar. You know, whenever somebody says and can tell me that my child is in a habit of making a lot of noise, this, that, and I say at least the child is creative. He knows what to say. He speaks. You have to speak out your mind. This is what is National Education Policy 2020. Then finally is the continuous review built on sustained research and regular assessment by education experts. The teachers are the experts. They are going to assess you. They will look at your overview of the entire year and then give you grades accordingly. Education does not mean only academics. Education means everything. Education means you need to be educated for life. This education is not for one class promotion. This education is for life, my dear, and I want my children to be strong enough to deal with the life's problems. Am I right? Can I expect that from you? Okay. Very good, very good, very good. Now comes the next part, is what is the key takeaway? Key takeaway, I think you are too small. I can share the screen with your parents, they can go through this. There is a change in the curricular and pedagogical structure. In earlier it used to be 10+2 scheme. Now the scheme is 5+, the years remain the same. It is 12, class 12 only, but the pattern has changed. It is not 12, I mean 3 years of preschooling is also there. Now the structure is 5+3+3+4. Actually, this is in order to enroll most of the children up to class 12. According to RTE, there was free education up to class 8. They should not be dropping out after class 8. Because I have recently observed and seen that in government schools, the children, they go, when last year also when they used to go, they used to go for education also. Government was giving them incentives like food, clothes, books, so that they come to study. At least government was doing something in order to enroll children. Now they want to enroll more and more children. They want the children to be enrolled till class 12. That's very good. Then there is one thing that which we are not going to implement for sure, and that is the medium of instruction will not be the mother tongue. We are not going to speak in Punjabi, but we will allow you that from class 1 onwards you start learning Punjabi, which you are learning as such. We are giving you oral. We want that there will be one period when you will be communicating in Punjabi, or because this is Punjab, mother tongue will be used by you. So language, local language will be used for teaching your subject. But government has said that up to class 5, this language will be used to teach other subjects also. But it is not right for our school. This is actually for the schools which are government schools, where the children, they don't understand English and they don't understand Hindi. Maybe they'll be speaking in their language. So exam policy remains the same. There will be examinations for class 3. I mean, examination will be there for every class. But these are the benchmark classes. Means if a child flunks in class 3, then the child will not be promoted to class 4. So there are steps: 3, 5, 8 and 12. Even 10th and 12th, they are going to remain board. Recently some parents said, oh, next year there will be no board in class 10. My dear, no, we are going to have boards in class 10 and 12. We are going to have the same system. The only system which is changing is that the system is not 10+2 now, it is 5+3+3+4. So you have to remember that. Then government says that there will be no change in, means there will be no fixed stream. For example, when we have sciences, we say the child has taken English, physics, chemistry, maths, and we give physical education. You can opt for anything. You can have a combination of maths, physics, and you can also have a combination of music, art, that also you can do. So it means this education is not bound to streams, it is free. Even vocationals are added to it. Vocational, I mean vocational subjects like beauty and wellness, which we have introduced this year in class 11. Excuse me. Yoga we are introducing this year in classes 11 and 12. Artificial intelligence up to class 10 we are introducing. So these are the vocational courses. We are going to have more vocational courses in our school, so that the children, if they cannot come up to the expectations of social science teachers, and they want to change the subjects, they can pick up the optionals, they can pick up the vocationals, and they can do their class 10 with good schools. But they will be provided education in the school. It will not be open board, it will be in the school. Understood? I hope you have understood the system. Am I right today? So, we highlight. Okay. So now highlighting. Right, Bajay. Okay. Good. So there is no separation between vocational, academic, curricular and extracurricular studies. There will be no separate studies. For example, you are good at dramatics. There will be something in your subject which will have dramatics and you will be graded. There will be internal grade for the board examination from your curricular as well as extracurricular studies. So you are going to gain a lot. Now, early child care studies education will be for all by 2020. It is according to the government policy. Then 100% gross enrollment ratio in school education by 2030 means by 9 years. I think all the children from in our country, from all the villages, from nook and corner of our country, they are going to be enrolled into education, and they will be getting education from the government side, free education in government schools and paid education in private schools. You know that. So no curricular and pedagogical structure. New is that 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Medium of instruction that I told you is mother tongue, local regional language up to grade 5 according to new education policy. Yes, it is, but in our school it is English. Preparatory classes for age group is 5 to 6. That means a child in class 1 should be either of age 5, between 5 to 6. Then we will be supporting children with special needs. The children who have problems, they are differently abled, they are challenged, they will be supported. And the government is going to set up good schools, and their admission will be taken from class 1 onwards. As I think you must have seen in the news channels also, that Delhi has set up a very big model school and a wonderful school. So most of the states are going to have model schools. These model schools are going to take children from class 1 onwards and not from pre-nurseries, and they will be providing them education as per their challenges and as per their capabilities and skills. It will be skill-based education for them. So boards in class 10 and 12, the curriculum is going to reduce because we are going to add on to art, Indian culture, other co-curricular activities will be blended in your regular curriculum. There will be holistic report card, use of artificial intelligence to identify specific aptitude test of a child. All of you know that we have robotic lab in the school. Robotic lab is basically, and Atal Tinkering Lab. Atal Tinkering Lab is thinking lab, where the children are to use electronics as well as artificial intelligence and learn coding. There will be special education zones in the school. We are also going to bring some changes in the school now. I have discussed with Harpreet ma'am, your coordinator, that we will be changing the terminology like A, B and C for the sections. We will give names of scientists, we'll give names of the rivers to the sections. Let's think, we are planning, and I'll put up a request to Harpreet ma'am to finalize, and you'll come to know next session which section you are going to. Are you going to A section, B section, C section, or instead of ABC we'll have, for example, Aryabhatta can be one, and then the other one can be Edison can be the second, Ramanujan can be third, like that. So there will be no category of ABC, there will be the categories of scientists. Some of them can be Shakespeare, one of you can be Munshi Premchand, something like that we'll see. So the next part is the higher education. By the time you go to the higher education, by the time you go to your colleges, this is going to be there. Because when I was a child, my education system was just different. I did my graduation in 1986. At that time, the new education policy had just started, and I had done my graduation. It was after 10th, there were 4 classes. It is going to restart again. Now it is 10 plus 2 plus 3. In my time, it was 10 plus 1 plus 3. It means my 14th class was the graduation class. It is going to be restarted now in the similar manner. It is back to 1986. So National Education Policy main target concerning higher education is to hit the target of 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. Means after 14 years, almost 50% of the people are going to be enrolled in colleges. Actually, we people are living in rural, this urban areas, and we have all the facilities. But there are many villages where people, they don't have the provision of colleges, universities, so they don't study after class 8 or class 9 or class 10. They are mostly dropouts. So in order to enroll them, in order to bring them at par with others, there should be equality between the rural and the urban. government has done this, and this is a very good step, that there will be 3 in a college. Whenever a child is to join a college, for example, graduation today also after class 12, BA for 3 years, let's imagine 3 years graduation. The child used to complete 3 years and then get a degree. After every year they used to get 1 mark sheet, but the degree was given only after 3 years. And the child was considered to be dropout of graduation. We used to say the child has not completed graduation. He is undergrad. He has not completed because he has not got anything. But now this new system is really going to help those who cannot study after 1 year of college. That is, they'll be getting a certificate after 1 year. And if they study for 2 years, they'll be getting a diploma. And if they study for 3 years, they'll get a third. That will be a degree. And then those who do 3 years of bachelor's degree course, they'll have to do masters for 2 years. And there is no need to do MPhil to become a doctor. I mean, they can enroll themselves directly to PhD. Today, if you have to do PhD, first of all, you have to enroll into MPhil. You don't need to now, after the new education policy. I think many will have many doctorates in the school. Only regulatory body of the HEEF with separate verticals from approval and finance. It means now government is going to give grant. We can put up online disclosure of our requirement. We can put up all the mark sheets and all, and put up a request for grant, and government is going to help us out by giving us grant to study and do our PhDs or any other research work if we have to do. Slowly and steadily, there will be no separate affiliated colleges. There will be one uniform organization, one authority who is going to deal with the colleges. Higher education is for colleges. As you all know, today we have Punjab University, we have PTU, we have Punjab Agriculture University, we have Guru Nanak Dev University, we have NITs, IITs, but later on it is going to be only one authority, and the schools will not be named after the owners. The colleges will not be named after the owners. The colleges will be named after the education structure and the quality of education provided by them. Now next is, merging of UGC, AIC, TE by a single higher education regulatory HECI. Multidisciplinary holistic education for undergraduate, multidisciplinary education research universities will be set up, and after I think around 15 years everything will be good. Let's hope this education policy brings a change in the country. The curriculum will be very flexible, you can pick up anything, and all the data of all the children will go. For example, you are today only, suppose one of our teachers, she enters a score. For life, the scores will remain in the data bank. She can keep on adding to it, but she cannot delete it, number one. Number two, in your case also, your digital, that will be, what is it known as, banks will be created, and forever your data will be entered from class 1 to 10. Your data has to be entered. For that, CBSE has said that we have to create data bank for all the children of the school, so that after 20 years, even if you want to see what were your scores, you don't need to keep a mark sheet. You just click on the button, dial or whatever will be the system, you'll get some code and you'll come to know what were your scores in your previous year. And you cannot hide it from the others also. Somebody can check it and find out, oh, your scores were so and so. You can't fake out, you can't lie. So this is going to be the system very, very soon. Now, how is education, the new education policy different? It is different from its predecessors. Unlike its predecessor, the 2020 NEP is built on ground pillars, including access, means everybody has the access. Equality, we are all equal, there is no difference in caste, creed. Quality education will be provided to everybody. It will be affordable and accountable. It will be useful, means you cannot say a person studying in India or in Chandigarh, he cannot get a degree from any foreign country, means there will be a ranking for it. According to the ranking, you can go and study from wherever you want to. Its amendments aims to look realistic and towards a fast-pacing future. Let's see, the future is very good. Let's hope. The big challenges in the board examination, there will be new curriculum structure, coding lessons will be there, regulation, holistic, multidisciplinary education will be there. Early childhood care, education with new curricular and pedagogical structure, multilingualism, assessment reforms, online education, digital education is a new for the existing policy, you know. It is not new for you now because you are already into online education, digital education. This 1 year has really taught us, but when this was drafted, nobody knew about COVID-19. So it means they had thought of and really rightly implemented, and this was a trial. You can always say that this was a trial period and we have been successful. All these initiatives laid out the clear-sighted vision of NEP with no social group left behind and making Indian education system a global destination. So the reform pedagogy and curriculum. The standard 10+2 system is now divided into 5+3+3+4. 5 is up to means nursery, upper KG, lower KG, upper KG. Then 3, 4, 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the last 4 is for 9, 10, 11, 12 for math. NEP, this exposes students to multi-level play activities, interactivity-based classroom, learning with more exposure to experience. It means you will be experimenting and learning. It is not rote learning. First of all, you will touch a mouse and you should know what is a mouse. You will first experiment that if you put water in NaCl, it dissolves. Then only you can say it has been dissolved. You will not see, you will just not assume things. You will first taste what is sugar and then you will say it is sugar. This practical knowledge will be there. Creativity and critical thinking will be there. So this is the device structure. Just have a look at the screen and see to it. You can go through it. By the time I can take a rest for a while. Now, what are the benefits of national education policy? There are many benefits. Obviously, change is always welcome, you know. You are all fed up of staying at home now. You want to come to school. You want to come back to school, meet your friends, meet your teachers. Isn't it a change? When there was COVID period, people were locked down. They were made to stay at home. They were tired. They wanted to go out. Even getting from one room to the other was a change for you. This is a new change. So we welcome change. The looks change, you know. When you had left the school last year, your uniform was small. Now your uniform size must have increased. There must be change, isn't it? So, the new education policy has more practical knowledge than mere rote learning. I am repeating this again and again. You will have increased flexibility in choice of subjects. The curriculum will be reduced and promote essential learning and critical thinking. We want your brain to work, your grey matters to work. We don't want that you should be just thinking and speaking and memorizing and speaking. We want you to speak from your heart, as I am speaking, okay? We want students to nurture a scientific temper. You know, science is the mother of all the subjects, basically. Even if you study English, it also has some technical terms. Technique is science. Maths is science. Social science is itself a science, you all know that. With rich and quality education, by the time children complete their higher education, they will become a part of the global standard. Means you will be competing with the people from Singapore, America, Canada. You will be no less. You will not be less than anybody. More global exposure with foreign colleges. Many foreign colleges are going to be invited to set up their institutions or colleges in our country, and you can study. India will attract more foreign students also for education. Added importance is going to be given to practical assignments. I think we have started with the 402 IT in classes 9 and 10, wherein I think it is 50-50. 50% is theory and 50 is for practical. So I am also going to implement this we had last year also. We want our children to take up this subject as a compulsory subject in class 10 so that they get good scores. Exposure to music, art, literature to students. You must learn something different than books. Curriculum is separate. Love music. You must know what is the way to draw a picture, use a canvas, paint use a paintbrush. We are giving you all the skills in the school, but you are not taking it with love. You are just doing it for the sake of doing it. You should start appreciating that. You must have missed your drawing periods. You must have missed your music classes initially. Now students, you will get greater exposure to vocational skills. Coding will be taught from class 6, and we have already started with artificial intelligence in the school this year, and there is a change in the computer hopefully because of that. The a new way of learning with critical thinking along with discovery, discussion, analysis will be there. A specific and action-oriented policy that is the outcome-driven. We don't want children to show their outcome on the pen paper, or we don't want children to show that they have got A grades in their answer sheets. We want the children to get A grade in overall performance in other subjects, like the subjects. You are? Pardon, bete?
It is not paused. Pause.
What is it, bete?
Still, they are saying it.
Okay. I don't know, bete, from my side it's okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. Now, we are going to, this new education is going to, policy is going to focus on 21st century skill in teaching. Your teaching will also be of a different type, learning and assessment. Got it? There will be a good quality and achievement of learning outcomes, that is foundational literacy and numeracy. I hope you people have understood it and gained some knowledge about new education policy.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you've liked it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, any query, if you have any query, you can ask. I can give you the answer. Do you have any doubt, my dear?
No, ma'am.
What I want to say basically for you is that very soon you are going to be introduced to a new methodology of teaching. Okay, new method of teaching. Because this new education policy is going to be implemented from this year, and it will take time to get the things back to real mode. Okay, now would like to see you people very soon in the month of April. Hope to see you. Are you all willing to come back to school?
Yes, ma'am.
So all of you, yes, very good. So get nice school uniforms. Purchase new uniform because you must have grown tall or heavier or maybe slimmer. I don't know. Maybe some of you have got specs. I have no idea. But I'd like to meet you people very soon on 1st of April after your result and in the new class. Bye-bye. Take care. Enjoy yourself. Bye. Okay, now all of you can leave. You please leave, darling. All of you leave. Bye. Bye. Leave. I'm waiting for you to leave.